Ah, yes, the mighty troll cave. Today we're going to be farming cave trolls, seeing how much gold we can collect in about an hour. I may be able to squeeze more runs in, but we had some distractions, to say the least. And you guys will probably run into those as well. I will show you how to fight this thing with dual wield or Slayer Fighter, whatever you prefer. But man, did we ever get lucky on the first game. Action speed, dex, and max health bonus on purple heavy leather leggings, and then a grand brigandine, whatever you call it, as well. So things were starting off very good, and I was expecting, if we get a couple lucky rolls, even a troll pelt, you could be making like thousands and thousands of gold every hour. And this is one of my preferred escape routes. You all probably know it. But head to center room. There's one that spawns at about 4 minutes, or just before 4 minutes, and then at a minute 30. So if you're running, cutting it close, you know you can escape here. That being said, there is another route that I will take if there's a lot of people left in the lobby, and I know there's some action maybe around that corner. So, first game, a couple hundred gold, easy peasy. So we rekit with Squire, and basically just send this again. This is the great thing about normals and having your Squire upgraded through questing. Just rekit. Game number 2, I got a horrible spawn, my least favorite one in Goblin Caves. I try to take a different route, catch myself on fire, fight a couple mobs, and then it just takes way longer than it should have. By the time I got to Cave Troll, we're already a few minutes into the raid, which is kind of unfortunate because I do want to hit all 5 hits from the pile. So this one I will show you a bit more of. As you noticed at the start, I kind of creep along the wall before I run out, running past the Cave Troll so I don't get shouted. I feel like the start is a big problem for a lot of players. They get themselves in a bad position. And in this, you have to crouch. You have to crouch, duck down. If you are scared to get hits in, don't do it. Any mistake at all against a Cave Troll results in death. Luckily, this is normals. This costs nothing. Just send it, and send it, and send it. And eventually, you'll stop getting clubbed by that giant hammer. Trust me, it's worth it. And I hope this video proves some of the value you can get by fighting Cave Troll. So, once again, put your weapons away. Get the hell out of there. Get the hell back in there. Hit him in the ass. Bingo bango, this is going to be a successful troll kill. The only thing that can happen, and on most of these it didn't, someone else steps into the room, it will switch aggro. And that didn't happen to me too often, but you will probably have to learn what happens if you get shouted. I tend to just turn, sprint, and jump whenever I hear his big, manly, beefy troll grunt. That often jumps over his hammer or past his swing when he does his sprinting charge. So, this was an easy one. Well done. No one in the vicinity, and we get to fish around trying to find some nice loot. Troll's blood, not bad. I'd much prefer a troll's pelt, but that isn't bad. Another tip I must give you. I open both doors. Some people close them. Maybe you can hear them open, at least that one across the room. I open both of them, so if I get into a skirmish outside, I have 2 routes out of here. At least 2 routes up. They're not really that far away from each other, but you know what I mean. It gives me another option, another door to close that I don't have to open. Sometimes some people will even open both up before a fight starts so they have a route out of there and don't get cornered so easily. It's an interesting one. The other interesting route I like to take is through Spider Cave. This is what I call this place. It's horrid. However, because it's so horrid, that extract is often still there. People just don't like being in this room. And you can always swing north, which I have to do later on in this. You can swing north to the static extract directly above you. And if that's not there, you can keep going and go northwest, which will take you back to the 3 portal spawn in the rooms above you. So you have 2 or 3 options along the edge. If you know you're going to get into some crazy PvP, yeah, you might want to take it. Next game, we get a little unlucky. We're fighting this bard. It's not going horribly wrong. And then Goblin Mage decides he's just going to clap me with his magic bullshit. But speaking of getting clapped, that poor bard did not last long. And there are bards everywhere in the caves. Literally everywhere. Most of my 1v1 engagements have been bard, which is why I've switched up my Slayer build a little bit. I'm messing around with longbow. Anyway, maybe I'll share more on that later. We need to focus up, and unfortunately right here, we didn't crouch on that overhead. And once he hits you with that first attack, he always tends to follow it up with another big smash, and we ate it. What happened was, I rebound my crouch key recently, and that's what I'm blaming it on. Not the long hours at work or any of this other bullshit, just a skill issue. Brain was not thinking crouch. And in this moment, my brain is thinking run. Holy shit, we're getting chased by a longsword fighter. He is bloodthirsty, and I just want to make my way to Cave Troll. You know, when you see a fighter decked out with, you know, padded tunics, the whole 9 yards with a longsword sprint, this guy means war. He wants to learn how to parry riposte and will do everything possible to force PvP. Some other guys will just kind of dilly-dally and they're learning things, but these longsword guys don't mess around. We take a crossbow here, which basically means I just can't fight this guy. I'm only one tap. One longsword swing away from dying. We just need to kite and pray that we can lose this guy somewhere through this map. And boy, does it take us on a journey. This is every longsword fighter's worst nightmare. Being ran away from. While you want to just do your parry riposte, kill the guy in front of you. Nonsense. And yeah, he did hit me once, and that on-hit slow is a little light. As most of you know, it's only 17%. So we were able to escape. And this is what I mean. I've been using Adrenaline Rush with my longbow. Kind of kick that action speed up and give me an opportunity to land a few more hits. Something I'm testing with a high dex, non-slayer, a little bit of plate fighter. It could be a lot of fun, and you hit someone with a longbow with decent damage, that is enough to tell them to basically screw off for a bit. You will see players react differently than if you hit them with a survival bow or something else. So, I've just been messing around with it. In my opinion, Slayer Fighter's kind of trash right now. Honestly, Fighter in general is just getting smacked around by almost everything out there. Mobility in this game right now in solos is just phenomenal. Look at this. We are now being chased by a cat. I don't really know where he appeared from, but there was a rat lurking, so now we have cat form chasing us around, trying to force us into a bad situation with tree ants. Luckily for us, maybe Goblin Mage will save us here. We can land a few hits on this panther, bear, chicken thing. If it could land a hit, even a mob, it would help so much. And right there, Goblin just smoked him. That poison damage is ticking along. Rat form, not a wise decision, because he definitely took some damage, which may give us an opportunity to get the hell out of here and get back to what we were supposed to be doing, fighting Cave Troll. And eventually we get there. It just took a bit of time. A bit more time than I would have liked. However, I'm not one to cut and paste and lie to you guys about my journey. This wasn't super easy. Yes, getting the boss and fighting it when no one's messing with you can be easy once you learn these bosses, but you will be harassed. Players will fight you, and it'll get into a whole bunch of mess that you just can't control. It's just part of Dark and Darker that makes it so enticing. Every raid is a little different. Now, finally, we can loot this guy once again. And we get Purple Spear. I'm pretty sure spears are decently priced for the most part because they're available on Druid now, and they're pretty popular amongst the Ranger crowd. So spears will always fetch a decent price. I will definitely take that. The only issue is in this one, we didn't get time to do all the hits on the pile because the raid timer was running out, and we sprinted over to Spider Room praying that it was still up, and sure enough it was, thankfully. And like I said, if it's not up, you can go directly north of here into that room beyond to find an extract. I've done it many, many times when this rope gets taken. So, another good raid. We got a bit less shiny things than I would have liked, but that is what it is. And like I said, this is the true experience you'll all have happen to you as well. We need to buy some bags to make some, not an absolutely amazing haul of a couple hundred, maybe like 250, 300 gold, but the spear was definitely worth a pretty penny. So if we can keep pulling purple gear that is something that is sought after, you're making like 400 or 500 G with that item, and then 300 or 400 gold potentially with some of the beautiful little shiny stuff. So once again, don't run straight into him. Run off to the side. That should get you on your way to being a successful Cave Troll fighter. Took me a while. I did this with Spear for a while and Halberd, which can be very punishing. The move speed penalty on those weapons is not great. So, another Spear. And max health boots, which might actually sell. This spear is a little better, armor pen, higher damage roll, so that one could be worth a bit more. One thing I did notice during these, I was getting a little unlucky. In the past, I was finding a fair few capes on that little rickety looking bed thing. I was finding a bunch of capes there before, and that was really boosting the amount of money I was making. But during some of these, I did not find a cape, which is unfortunate. But you know, if you find a troll pelt and a cape, My god, you're eating good that night. It is very, very good. So, once again, we escape, and this is the one where I think the extract was taken. So we end up getting in a shit show of a mess here with just a bunch of mobs piling on top of us. Luckily, we left a little early. A little earlier, else we would not have made it out of here. We end up having to go north, through the webs, through the pots, and look for a static extract up there. There wasn't one. Then we had to take the next door, and you can see the mini-map. So static, bottom right, take another couple doors, and you'll get to the triple portal. This is my favorite route. You guys can do whatever you like. Maybe you have some sort of hidden secret trail that's super fast, and there's all kinds of goodies along the way. But I bet you won't always find a perfect ancient scroll when you're trying to get the hell out of a raid, and then fumble some of your items. So you drop blues and greens on the ground, and then you get really frustrated because that could mean a lot more money. And so you start picking everything up again, and then you end up dropping more stuff. Anyway, we're getting the hell out of here. This should be a really good run, and could have been even better, because damn, we found some nice stuff. That purple ancient scroll alone is worth over 100 gold, which is absolutely insane that you find this stuff in normals. I remember a time when this was just like, finding purples or blues was like crazy shocking. And now I'm pulling like 500 gold out every raid, just on repeat. And look, some of these things aren't really worth much. Yeah, the windlass, other things I grabbed, not really amazing. But overall, we made some serious money. So let's count it all up. I try to leave this section as its own little thing. My inventory is a mess. I'm a huge hoarder. But I'm going to move all these in. I think it's roughly 1,400 gold total, just in gold value from some of the stuff I've sold. There's a purple barbuta, barred pants, and a few other little oddball things I'll probably just vendor as well. So you're looking at about 1,500 gold, like cold hard cash. And then you have the spears. Each of those spears, if you do a quick check, like bare minimum are worth like 400. And then the one with decent rolls, I'll show you guys right here, is actually worth probably like 500 or so. It's pretty nice. And then you get into the Grand Brigandines, 200 or 300. The heavy leather leggings are at least 600. So with the leggings and the gold we acquired, you're looking at just over 2 grand, like 3 grand with the spears, and then 400 with the Grand Brig. Oh, actually 600 with the Grand Brig and the Troll's Blood. So yeah, you're making like 3 or 4k easy. This is only 4 troll kills, by the way. You could probably almost squeeze in another one in an hour and get 5 if you're really speedrunning it and just getting the hell out of there and timing everything properly. If you find a troll pelt, that's like double, triple your money in no time. I've only found 1 troll pelt, and I've probably killed cave troll 40, maybe 50 times. I don't know. It seems to be pretty rare drop rate, at least in normals. Anyway, thank you guys all so much. I hope to be back streaming again on Sunday, so I'll see you all there on Twitch. I'm really bad at self-promoting, but yeah, like, subscribe, do the things. Thank you.